There I am. There I am. Rock of ages left for me. Hello, Amy. My dearest, dearest sister, Amy. Hello. Matthew, hello, hello, hello. Faith, bless your heart. Good to see you, sis. Good to see you all. Okay, Amy, try to restart. Try to restart your phone, see what happens. Good to see you, Faith. Bless your heart. I so enjoyed what you sent me. I so enjoyed it. I'm going to put it up as a link when everybody gets on here, Faith. That was so cool. Such a good story. I don't even think the harvest of that yet. Okay, cool. Wait for everybody to get in here. I'm sending you a text message, Faith. Sean O'Connor. Good to see you, Amy. Praise God. How are you, Matthew? Doing well, doing well. Turtle Man. All right. It's hard for me to remember that, not to do that, Denise. So I'm gonna. That's why I asked. Call her Denise instead of Faith. I just think I like the personal thing, Denise. You know what I mean? Well, she said I could do it.
Oh, you can?
Yeah. Oh, you got a work call? All right, Matt. Good to see you, folks. Good to see you, Harvester. Very sunny, very nice day here today. Yeah, that's kind of why I'm doing it, Denise, for my chaps abroad. That's why I'm doing the early morning. I feel like it gives them more of an opportunity to talk. You folks that are on a different time zone, I think that's only fair. Poor Sean, he has to run up 3 o'clock in the morning to keep up with us, and I don't want him to miss, and I don't want you to miss. Glad to have you all here. Praise God. I'm gonna get Faith. I'm gonna get Denise on a plane too and get her over here. Seriously, I like to bring her and her daughter over here. She could stay with us. It'd be great. Help us pray down the revival. I'd love that.
You're actually awake.
Yeah, that's right. That's right, Denise. That is not out of the realms of possibility. You know that, right? That's my dream. I just wish Reagan will see us here. He's still not used to us coming on in the morning. It would be afternoon over there, huh, Denise? Oh yeah, Jeremiah. Yes, yes, yes. Absolutely. Both very powerful books. Here you go. Here you go. Hey, John. Here you go. This is for Faith and Denise and Sean. That's how you do it. See, that's a runway with the plane going up and a runway with the plane going down. You see yourself on that plane, Giza. Hello, John. Yep. Just here in a jiffy. Straight away. Give Crystal our love, would you please, Denise? Give dear Crystal our love. All right, John. I'm just kind of waiting for everybody to show up. I don't even know what I'm going to talk about, to be honest with you. Whatever comes to mind, whatever the Lord would. I've been praying and wanting to, hear something, but I haven't heard anything this morning specifically. So basically, in those times, it seems like a lot of times it is the most powerful ones. Hey, there's Kimberly, able to join us at work. Bless your heart. Kathleen. All right. Okay, Denise. David McKinney. Hello, David. Bless your heart. What'd you think about them pictures? What'd you think about those pictures, Kathleen? Did you see how those windows took the light coming through the windows? That was very cool, was it not? Looked like three. No, I haven't, Kathleen. I just got on here. Yeah, those three windows looked really cool. The way that light come through there. They're stained glass and they got stained glass crosses, on them. But the way that light come through there, it's like, yeah, it was really cool. I'll send them to send them to Denise. Yeah, it was quite exciting. It was quite an exciting day to go over there. And this is a picture that Denise that we took of the church. There's no pews in there because they got auctioned off. But it's kind of cool when Tess took the picture, the way the light was coming in the stained glass. Check this out. It's really neat. Really, really neat. I'll send it to Amy too. I don't know if she sent it to you yet. I'll send it to John. Nothing of my hand can fulfill. Send it to I will send it to Kimberly. Hey, Eric. Glory. Hello, Judith. Bless your heart. I'll check it out, John. There's the harvester joining us. Harvester joining us finally. You didn't get it, Faith? I sent it to you. Maybe it'll take a few minutes for you to get. It might take has to travel across the ocean, remember? Good to see you, Eric. I fully intended to come back last night after our troll onslaught. However, sleep had found me and taken me down. I could not recover. Hey, Jeff. You could probably hear Tess exploding sneezes in the background. Even though she's clear across the house, I still tremble. It is, Faith. It is 8. It's 9 o'clock here right now in the morning. Yeah, I hate that though, Kathleen, because I say I'm going to come back and then I don't, but I can't. I guess I can't control that. There's asthma. I believe that asthma. Good to see you, Judith. Yeah, isn't that neat, Denise? The way that light come through those windows. That's pretty cool. Hey, send that to Kimberly, sis. Those pictures. Can you do that, Harvester? Yes, it is, Denise. That's the new. That's the new building, which is an old building. It's a very old church, but the pews are gone. They were auctioned off, but no bother. There's some chairs there, quite a few chairs, and then I have quite a few chairs, so we got that covered. We probably got 50 chairs. Um, but as the Lord adds, right? We're not worried about that. We don't sweat that stuff. One thing we don't get focused on: the highs, the hows, what's, where's. We don't get focused on that. We just seek the Lord, and He'll take care of those things. No problem. No worries. There'll be a swarm of bees on that place taking care of it. Won't have to worry about that. I know that. The six of us met there yesterday. They were like, "Oh, I'll do this and I'll do that and I'll do that," and I'm like, "Yeah, I knew that. No big deal." The people had a heart to work. Remember that, Nehemiah? The people had a heart to work, and that when God's in it, um, you just feel good about doing it. You're not begrudging it. You're not doing it out of obligation. It's just in the heart to do it. And when God's in it, it's wonderful. A good feeling, wasn't it, Amy? I mean, to actually know that it's something that's actually going to happen after 35 years. Um, we've made some other goes of it, and John can tell you, we made some other goes of it. Just didn't work. But it's like this time it feels different. It's like God's building the house, And we were always sincere in the past. We were sincere. It just it wasn't His time to do it. That's all. You can a lot of times you can birth Ishmaels out of a very good motive. When the Lord gives you work and gives you word and tells you He's going to do something in your life, through your life, for His glory. We make haste. We want it to happen. We want it to manifest. We want to see action. We want to see action. And think about Abraham. Get up out of the land of Ur of the Chaldees. Well, where am I going? You don't need to know that. Just get up out of the land. Pack your stuff up. Head that direction. I'll tell you. We want to know the destination before we leave, and God isn't like that. And He wants us to take every step in faith, every step in knowing that, in confidence that He knows the future. That's why He does it that way. If He told me that He was going to do this 30 years ago, I'd done wrecked it by now. See, because I would have made it happen. I would have made an Ishmael, because the promise comes and then we think we have to fulfill it. And that's the big test in Christianity, is when God gives you the task. He'll birth the task in your heart, but He won't give you the means to fulfill it. He's good about that. And then He'll walk you out. He'll walk you out. He'll let you bump your head a few times. Indeed. He'll let you bump your head on the, you ever go into a doorway, right? It's too short for you. Bam, right in the middle of the forehead. That's what God lets you do sometimes. That way you don't forget about it. It's like, bam, okay. I know I shouldn't have went this way, but praise God, I was wanting to do the right thing. But here we have an Ishmael. So what do we do now? Right? Hey, Cameron. Isn't it wonderful to see Faith? How beautiful is that? I just love talking to her. It just has just I just love talking to her.
What happened to Sean? Is he still there?
I don't know where the geezer went. No, he'd be talking. He probably took a phone call or something. That is so right, Amy. So very right. Hey, Roscoe. Good to see you, bud. I didn't know where you was. I gotta say hi to Asthma. Praying for Asthma this morning, as I know you all are. Praying that God will literally walk in there and make himself known to her as only he can do. Amen. Oh, did he, Eric? Okay, I missed it. What would it be without you, Roscoe? Hmm? It'd be like getting that whole puzzle done and then you can't find that last piece because it was under the couch. Can't have it. Can't accept that. Don't want to have to go out and buy a new puzzle and have to start over. There for a while, I got into those puzzles, those outdoor scenes, eagles, foxes, whatever. And when I had a certain job, I could sit there for a long time without any customers, and I'd do those puzzles. And I'd travel with them. I'd bring them home. Had a big old board. I'd take them on, put them in the car, bring them back and forth. And um, Test is actually clear coated a few of them, and they're really cool. I like to frame them up sometime, but you know how that goes. But I'd get some of them done because of the traveling um, experience. I would always lose a piece, and I get that whole thing done. There'd be one piece missing, and so I go out and look through all the car seats. Look at the place where we work, look under the couch, look down the couch. Sometimes we would find it, sometimes we wouldn't. So I've got about four puzzles with one piece missing. So we don't want that. Not good. Good to see you, Cameron. I can tell you, Amy, this old boy's taken some wrong turns in his life for sure. But God is able to steer you back around. Thank God for that. Yeah, discipline's a tough thing, especially if if you don't get it early. It really makes a big difference. Yeah, Amy, I can't help but think of the I know it's kind of maybe a weak analogy for us, but I don't think so much. The more I look at it, the story of Nehemiah. Um, First of all, the burden has to be there. The burden has to be there to from God. The burden has to be birthed in the heart from God, and then that's number one. Number one, and then from there, God has to pull the strings and move the chess pieces and move upon people's hearts, make make things, you know, make the path clear, and then you know when to take that step. See, I tried to take this step before and it didn't go anywhere. Oh, Tess, did I tell you about the door? I got more light on that. I got more light on the door. As I was talking to Jeff, I really feel that the Lord showed me what was going on there. Yeah, I was talking to Jeff about it yesterday. The door. I got to tell that story, don't I? You think I got to tell that story? Kind of cool. It's the only way it could happen, Amy. It's the only way it can happen. So I'll tell this little story. So at this church that we're talking about, and I don't want to hammer about the church all day because this is the church on the wire, and that's a different deal. But just to give you an idea how God's timing is and when God does things. So 2 years ago, um, we got the opportunity to check this church out. Maybe have services. The opportunity was given to us. Well, at the time, they were having another couple pastors were having a Bible study there, just 6 or 7 people, and so we ended up going. And there's a few people in this chat that ended up going too, and so we met there every Tuesday, and it was a Catholic Church of Christ, apostolic. It was quite a mixed bag of people. So you can imagine how that went. So every day it would be an argument on how you baptize, and whether you baptize in Jesus' name only, or you just sprinkle on the head, all that sort of thing, or whether you're fully submerged. So a lot of the times that'd be the conversation, trying to iron out the doctrines. So I would speak one week, and the other, and then everybody would chime in. It was interactive. Then the apostolic fellow would speak, and then the Church of Christ would speak. So we kind of went back and forth. We did this for a few weeks. I don't remember how long. Well, it turns out, we cleaned the church and everything. This was 2 years ago. We were looking at doing it at that time, and that's when we got the 3 rainbows appear and all that sort of thing. So we had our signs. It was like, yes, this is it. This is the time. So we were at one of the Bible studies, and we had these long tables set up where we all sit around these tables, and I was sitting at the very end, and the apostolic guy was sitting at the other end. Very nice man. And Tess was on the side of me, and the owner of the building, the owner of the church, wife was sitting next to Tess. And then Jeff was there also. And so he's talking. And this guy had stuff stored in that church. There's a bunch of stuff stored in there, a bunch of stuff he got from an auctions all around. We just got a section cleared out for this table, right? And they had things leaning against the wall, and air conditioners, and bicycles, you name it's in that room. So that fellow's talking, the apostolic pastor's talking and sharing what he had to share. And all of a sudden, you just hear this big bang, bang behind him. Everybody jumped because it was pretty loud. I remember it startled me. Now, I didn't see, I only caught the end of it, but Tess was looking right at it. Her and the owner's wife was looking right at it, but there's this huge door, big oak door, big thick ones, big commercial, leaning against the wall. Tess, you can correct me if I get this wrong. If you lean a door against the wall, right? It is, what is the chances of that door coming away from the wall and then slamming back against the wall? What could do that? That's what happened. She said she saw the door lift up, bang against the wall. And I remember into the moment, everybody startled, and the owner's wife said, "That door just moved." She said, "Did you see it?" Tess said, "Yes, I did. I did see it." A big old oak door just went up. Well, that's what I thought, Amy. Let me finish the story, because that's the first thing I thought. So we went away from there thinking, what does that mean? Because that was obviously some manifestation of some kind. So I thought that it was a religious spirit or something, that was there, maybe from the past. Or, I was just thinking all these things. Yeah, I'm not a cold, Faith. I just got a little scratchy throat, probably allergy related. Yeah, the harvester. If I could talk the harvester into making another green tea, I'd probably come out of it. So I'll try to overcome that. Sorry. So the door slammed. Huh? Yeah, it might help. Door slammed back against the wall. So, it was real. It was a real experience. You can't deny it. It happened. As witnesses, and Jeff, he's not somebody that would make up stories. I saw the end of it. I saw it when it hit back. Like when I heard the sound, I looked immediately, it was like I saw it simultaneously. I don't know how to explain it, but I did not see it raise up. She saw it raise up. And so at that time, we came back a couple more times, and it turns out that the apostolic fellow ended up renting the building. Somehow that worked out, because he was there first doing the Bible studies, and he had maybe aspired to do that. He was thinking about doing it, as was I. So it was kind of a, you know, either or thing going on there. And so he ended up renting it. Well, we ended up stopped going to the Bible study, not for that reason, but because it just was too contentious. I mean, it was just a matter of everybody was just really concerned about getting their doctrine across, and it was just kind of counterproductive. So time went by. A lot of time went by. It's 2 years ago. I mean, we'd even washed the walls of the church and everything, went in and cleaned the church up and everything. And then that guy ends up renting it. It was like, they must have missed it here after seeing all the rainbows and everything. And it wasn't really until, and I got to think, I always thought about that door, and it wasn't until, because I thought, well, that was a demon, you know, that was a manifestation. It wasn't until really yesterday that I really knew when we went back to the church. And the Lord spoke to me. He said, I will open a door that no man could shut. He said, you don't open doors. I do. So I got the point. Now it makes sense. Hey, Sherry. Good to see you, sis. Yep, see, that door got shut. That door got shut at that time. So I couldn't, you know, I couldn't go beyond that. He said, I will open a door that no man can shut. Oh, man. So there you have it. Hey, Michelle. Good to see you, my dear. Good to see you, Sherry. Bless your heart. What is it, Michelle? I'm so glad to see you. Yeah, I want to put Faith's little testimony on here, by the way, since I got a lot of people on here. You got to listen to this. Let me see if I can find it here. Go ahead and say on, Michelle. I'm going to get an email here. Let's see. How can I get this on here? I'm not sure how to get that on there, Faith. I'm trying to figure that out. Because it's an audio thing. I'll try to copy the link address, but I'm not sure if that'll work. I really want that. I really want people to hear that. Fascinating. Yeah, I don't know if that copying a link address will work for that. Maybe I could ask Eric. Eric's a little bit technical, I think. Well, that's the way it works, Michelle. Right? Everybody else is going to try to shut it. Yeah. So now, Murph, the opportunity opened by God, and it's like when I saw those French doors open yesterday and the sun shining in, it was like, and I saw everybody walk through them. I saw them walk through them, and I saw a host of people walking through them. I just saw it. Did I tell you about that? As everybody was going out the doors, the French doors. There's only about six or seven of us there. As they went out, I just saw a whole crowd of people, and not that numbers matter because they don't, but I just saw a zealous bunch of people. I saw a zealous bunch of hungry people for God. It was like I saw it way bigger than it was. Did you see that, Amy? Like I knew God was at work. I saw it magnified like tenfold. It was just quite an experience being there yesterday. Murphy. Love you, Michelle. I can send you pictures on to your email, Judith. I don't know how to. I think with the StreamYard, which is the other format that I have where I can split the screen and stuff. I think I can put pictures and stuff on it. I'm sure I can. I got to figure all that out. Play around with it, see if I can figure it out. But I was trying to get Faith's audio on here. She sent me an audio on WhatsApp, and I'm not sure how to get it over onto my comment here where I can send the link out. But I'm afraid to play it because if I play it live into the microphone, that could be considered a live conversation. And if you don't have 1,000 subscribers, you can't do that. So we have to be careful. There are all kinds of little things you got to watch out for. They'll zap you, they'll zap your video at least. That's what I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try that, Murphy. But it's it comes. You know how those videos come to your email. Yeah, I'll send you some, Judith. It's just an old country, an old country church, but it's the best, the coolest picture is the one with from the inside, taking a picture at the stained glass windows, and the way the lights coming in those windows. Oh my, that's just beautiful. So cool. All right, Kathleen. Yeah, I'm gonna try it. Let me go over here and see if I can get it. Yeah, I can copy. Can copy the link address, but I don't know if that's what I would be giving. That's what that. Yeah, see, that just looks like it looks like my Gmail. Um, when I put it up there, it's just a bunch of micmash, like it's my Gmail, like my whole Gmail account. Kind of weird. I don't think it can be done that way.
I can work on that. Maybe we can figure out
Uh,
how many people want it.
no, I'm talking about Faith's
Oh,
testimony.
I'll take care of the truth.
Yeah, I really want to get Faith's testimony up there because it's so very powerful. I want her to tell it. I don't want to tell it. I'm froze up. Murph wants one too from the outside. Oh, this computer's so desperately slow. No, it come through, Eric, on on our YouTube channel. No, you know what, Faith? Let me think. She just sent me a what you call a voice what do they call it? Voice message. A voice message on my WhatsApp. So I don't think I can transfer that. Um, you understand what I'm saying, Eric? Because and you get the email and it's got that little box, and it's it's got an audio and it's got headphones on it. I don't think you can move that. It's a voice note. I'm not sure how to move that thing. Now I did send it to my email from my phone. But from there, I'm not certain how to do it. Yeah, when I copy it and put it up there, Eric, it's a bunch of micmash. I mean, it's a bunch of dot 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 dash 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 letters. I don't know what I'm sending out there. I don't know if I'm sending all my emails or what. So I need to experiment, put it somewhere where I can see how it manifests. You know what I mean? I could actually send it to. That's what I'll do. I'll send it to. I will send that very thing to Tessa's email and see how that comes out. I'll do it that way. Good idea, Kenny. Hey, Tess, open that up, what I sent you, and tap on it and see what it does. See if it's just that voice thing. If it is, then I can put it up here. No, we didn't, Eric. We come in at the tail end of that. Come in at the tail end of that whole deal on the computer. What does a carpet guy know about computers, right? I just never had to use them. Then I did take a couple jobs where I had to use them, and I was like, what is this? Where do you turn this on? So I did have to learn, even God knows that, right? I had to learn it a little bit from a job so I could do this. Yeah, you're a little bit younger, Michelle, a little bit. So you're kind of more back in that system. 40 on back, you guys got a more of a exposure to it, around the 40s. And I remember when in school those computers were like, they looked like them giant, R2D2 things sitting in a computer class. I was like, wow, look at that thing. I just thought they were for playing Atari on and stuff. Pong. I didn't know you could actually use them. Did you try to open that, sis? Yeah, remember the monitor and the computer was. Yeah. Remember the monitor and the computer was all one big head, like this big, like huge. Yeah, that's still the way I do it, Michelle. I'm horrible at typing. That's why I get so frustrated when I get in those fast action chat situations, and I'm trying to peck my way into it and spell 6 words wrong. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm just going to put it in there. They'll understand it. You probably are, Eric. Okay. All right. I didn't figure it would come through. I got to figure out a way, Denise, to get that. Denise, do you know how to put that? Here's what you could do with it, sis. Record that, somehow put that on your channel as a little video. Upload it to your channel, and then I can grab the link that way. What do you think about that? I mean, you may have to retell it like into your phone, Denise. I would love to be able to get that on here somehow. No, I was saying, Denise, I was saying that testimony you gave me. Is there any way you could do that make a video? Do you know how to make a video on your channel to put on your channel? It's really pretty easy to do, sis. Okay. Well, I'll have to mess around with that then, see if I can figure out a way to get it on here. Is that right, David? Yeah, I have that trouble too. The ends of my fingers are a little bit bigger than what I'd like them to be. So I'm always double hitting keys. I have a lot of trouble typing. All right, Sherry. I don't know. I don't know, Michelle. You can whip them one-liners out pretty quick. Uh huh. Whip them out pretty quick. Like, gee whiz, you just got done with the last one. How'd you get that one out so quick? Yeah, yeah. I've I've seen those one-line rants you got going. Uh huh. Bam, 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 bam. Yep. Yeah, you could do that, but they would have to have WhatsApp, Denise. Well, I could send. In fact, I could do that. I can send your. I can send that to anybody that's got WhatsApp. Sean could hear it. Um, Chris Reagan. Love you, Sherry. Glad you got to be here for a little while. Oh, Izzy Roberts here, huh? Good to see you, Robert. Bless your heart. Maybe Robert's got WhatsApp too. He might. It's really pretty easy to get. I didn't know anything about it, and in 24 hours, I had it pretty easily. I'm glad I did. Get to talk to Denise and Sean and Chris. Wonderful. Matthew, I need to get Matthew to get it too, so I can talk to him. Isn't it? Isn't it? Doesn't it just feel right, Murph? It feels right, doesn't it? Uh huh. Yeah, that those chats move so quick. They're no fun. They're no fun. This is fast enough for me. Beyond that, I'm lost. I was on one that had I forget how many thousands of viewers it had. But it looked like a ticker tape. The comments were just rolling, like you couldn't even you catch one every once in a while. Yeah, Michelle, we're just getting ready to open it. Actually, yep. Are you coming? That's not that far for you. 4 hours. No, seriously, what I'd like to start off with is a We, you got buses, don't you? We put you on a bus. I know we could put you on a bus. What I'd like to do is have a 1 week. I seriously like to have 1 week. Um, what's known as revival meetings. You know how that goes. And every night per week. That's how I would like to start it. Oh, money's no problem. We get you here. That's not even an issue. You're supposed to be here. God will take care of that. We would love to see you. Yeah, I would love to see you come, actually. Yeah, so I'd like to do a 7 day event. I don't know if everybody could be there for the 7 days, but it'd be cool. Some of you folks could come in for your vacation. Come in and stay for a week. There's a local campground right here. I actually have an actual camp meeting, and there's also people here that would house people very willingly. We could make it happen. I really expect God to move. I really do. Absolutely, Sean. I'd say one-way ticket. Well, Denise, that's what we're hoping for because see, you have to have 1,000 subscribers to do that. So what I could do is if I find somebody that has 1,000 or better, we could use their stream. That's the only way I know how to do it. I know somebody that did that in England. She has the girl that puts her church on, their church services on, has I don't know, several thousand subscribers, but the church only has like 100 and some. So she put their services on her stream, which worked out good. So we could do that. I intend to do that. I do, Denise, but I just got to figure out how to do it. Because they'll strike you down. They'll strike you if you don't have 1,000 subs. I don't know why that matters, but it does. That's their rules. Tash suggested that all the people we know would tell all the people that they know that are sub to them, hey, sub to this guy. That would get it up there. I don't know, Eric. I don't know what's going on there with that. Well, here's another thing, Denise. I think you can record them. I think you can record them and put them on that way. Fairly certain you could do that. I don't think you. I think the difference is the live stream. I don't know why. I don't know what the rules are about that, and why they got that rule. Doesn't make sense. You can record them, so I will at least do that. I'll record them and put them on. With a GoPro or something, whatever. We'll record them and put them on, and so they'll be a couple hours afterwards. But I would love to have a live interactive deal where people could chat on the side too. That'd be cool. Yeah, I'll at least get you that, Denise. Absolutely. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, Eric. I'm not finding the logic in it, but there's something there about the 1,000. Somebody may know that. Really, Sean? I think Sean that I think it's more. It's one of those if they catch you type deals. I think I know people do it, but you're not supposed to. Matthew coming across the pond. That'd be wonderful. I'm going to set a date. I'm going to set a date here shortly. Going to get Kathleen to fly in from Washington, hopefully. I know she can't. She can't do it, but I'd sure love her to be able to. Well, go ahead and start now, Matthew. Just take your phone with you. Keep up with what we're doing here. Put it in a Ziploc baggie. Make sure it doesn't get wet. I'll tell you what, Matthew, you get over here. We'll let you cut the ribbon if we have a ribbon. By the way, Amy dealt us out some um, turkey noodle soup. My, was that good? It's one of the best soup experiences I've ever had. Bless her heart. Very good. Right, David. He could put his phone in a Ziploc and then I watched. There's some thing on the internet here I saw a while ago where this guy um, he was sailing and he got of course he got in a storm. You know the classic story, right? He gets in a storm and he's got one of those round life rafts that you inflates. You know, you stick it out in the water and pull the string or whatever, and it inflates. Then it's got a roof over it, and he ended up in that thing for I can't remember how many days it was, and he made it. He survived, and it was he told the story and they reenacted it and everything. Um, so you could make it, Matthew. Absolutely, he can make it. You can make it. You know, classic story of the ship's going by, you know, and he's going, "Hey, hey, I'm here." And he's a little dot out there in the middle of the ocean. It was quite a story. What's what's Jeff saying? Did you eat the turtle soup or the chicken turkey soup? That was quite good. Quite good. I have to say that was. Yeah, I told Harvester. I don't know Harvester. I know you know you can make soup, but boy, this is right in there. And Harvester can make some soup. I want you to know, no doubt. So we haven't even got into any Bible yet, have we? Man, what are we doing? Well, maybe it's just interactive time. I didn't have anything this morning. Nothing would come to me. So maybe it just, we could just fellowship. Yeah, I need to write you back too, Robert. I wrote you a little short answer to your email, and I want you to know I concur with everything you said, by the way. Yeah. Yeah, just chit chat. We don't have to, this could be chit chat time. We're okay. Hey, Judith, what do you think about the one with the light coming through the windows? Was that just super cool or what? That just, way those colors come through that window. I said, look, Tess, it's the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. Glory to God. You know, it's not about a building. We all know that, right? But it's just the idea that God is going to assemble a people together that have one thing in mind and one desire on their heart, and that's to see God truly move. And that's the wonderful thing about it. I'm so excited for that reason, not for the building. Whatever, whatever. But just to have people to be able to assemble. Wonderful thought. All right, Jeff. Oh, it's Ohio. It's Ohio, Robert. I'm sorry. I guess you did ask that, didn't you? I forgot to answer that. I'm in Ohio. Right in the middle of the state. That's right, Amy. That's right. That's the way it's going to be too. Whatever he wants to do, however long he wants to do it. People want to go home, they can go home. But if God wants us there for 3 and 4 hour services, I'm going to be there. I ain't got nothing else to do. This is my life. I don't have any hobbies. This is my hobby. I don't have any ambitions. This is my ambition. I'm all in. All in. Seriously. $110%, Michelle Earl. No looking back. Hand on the plow. I'm done. Done with looking back. Nothing back there for me. Done tried all that. It's all in. There ain't no other way. We try to make other ways. There ain't no other way, but all in. Yeah, I could put my I'll put my email up here, Michelle, for you. Just grab my email right there, Michelle, and just send me a hello, and then we'll send the pictures back to you. What is it, Sean O'Connor? 1 Corinthians 10? 1 Corinthians 10:12. Take heed, let him that thinketh he stand, take heed lest he fall. There is no temptation taken you, but such is common to man. But God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that you are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that you may able to bear it. Wherefore, my beloved brethren, flee from idolatry. I love it. It's a good one, brother. Yeah, we went through that 1 Corinthians 10 there a couple weeks, well, about a week ago. Good stuff. Bless your heart. No, absolutely not, Robert. Ask me anything you want. If it's, we're totally open. We're an open book here. We don't hide anything. No problem. No worries. I think this is a good time to share this. This is, I've shared this before, but it's what the Lord showed me about, because this is going to come up, right? This is always comes up in a church. Talking about the money. It's always about the money. So I'm going to put this up and you guys can see what's the policy that the Lord gave me for money. He wants me to put a box in the back, nail it to the wall, and put a slot in it. And he wants me to put this above it. So you can always screenshot that or whatever you want to do. But I'm going to read it. This is 10 points of giving. This is an offering box. That's point number 1, right? Number 2, we will not pass offering plates down the aisles for donations. Won't do that. No one will ask you to donate to this work. I'll get you a copy of it, Amy. We will not manipulate you to give money. There's 4. 5, whether you give a little or a lot or nothing at all, you will not be treated differently. Money will not make the decisions in this house. Number 6, if you feel God has told you to give, then do so of your own choosing. 7, we are not tax exempt, so your donations are not tax exemptable or deductible. This money will be treated as income, and taxes will be paid on it as income. I think that's the best way. Remember, giving is an act of trust. You must trust the person or work in which you are giving to. If you do not trust us, please do not give to us. Just that simple. Number 10, we do not promote the prosperity gospel because we don't believe that you should give so you can get something in return, but simply because it is in your heart to give it. And that will be the money principles, always at the Church of the Remnant. Take the money out of it. You got to get the money out of it, folks. This manipulation of the shame plate, I call it. The shame plate they pass down the aisle to shame you into giving. No, not for it. I like what Jackie Pollinger said, who was a missionary to the China. She said, if God has called you into the ministry and God gives you specific work, money is the least of your problems. The least of your problems. And it's, that's what it comes down to. If God is in it, it's just done. He'll take care of it. Okay, Michelle. Lord gave them to me, Denise. He did. He gave them to me. I wrote that down in 5 minutes. He said, this is what I want you to go by. Well, Michelle, it's like this. We can say what we want, right? We don't have to be locked into that 5013C nightmare. See, that was a trap that the church fell into, by the way. I mean, I could go into all that, but you guys know it. It's a trap. Well, it was an appeal, Roscoe and Michelle. It was an appeal to, well, that sounds good. I won't have to pay any taxes on that, and then I can tell the people they can write it off of their taxes. So that'll give them more incentive to give, right? So why are you giving then? So maybe we can start something. Maybe we can start something there with that, right? Right. You understand, Roscoe. That was the hook. And it got it. Now, technically, folks, you can't, there's a lot of things you can't say if you're 501. You know that, right? Now, I know churches do it anyway, but if they wanted to push it and enforce it, they could cause some problems with churches. I know some ministries that are sticking their neck out. I'll put it that way. I just hate it for so long because when you go out and you try to preach the gospel in the world, what do you run into when you run into sinners? Right? The first finger they point is how much money the church goes through and how much money the church gets and how rich the pastors are. You know what I'm talking about. You go through all that. You got to undo all that before you can even tell them about the gospel, because Satan has put that out there as such a common thing. And, to have a church that is just always just taking in and giving out, taking in and giving out, taking in, and you can't be held down into that same pattern. And you observe the pastor, even if the pastor's taking in $250,000 a year in donations, is he still living modestly? That's the question I have. And I know 250,000 is nothing. It really isn't nothing. I've heard of a lot of pastors with $175,000 salaries, and not really that big of a church. And a fellow told me that one day, and it's a local church here, and pretty big church. 500, 600 members, whatever. But he told me that the pastor made $175,000. I said, what? He said, yeah, that's what he makes. I said, you're kidding me. So it's a bad thing. Sean's on the jet. That's exactly right, Murph. That's exactly right. That's exactly right too, Judith. And that's what we've been talking about, Like I said, well, if you get a cut on your foot, good analogy. You get a cut on your foot, the whole rest of your body is like, okay, folks, let's shut down right now. We got to tend to this foot because the pain, the nerves are telling you got a problem there. You got a problem. You should be so connected to that congregation by the nerve center of the spirit that when that body has a problem. That's what the first church was. Holy Ghost was poured out and they had all things common, meaning there wasn't anybody in the midst of them that lived better than the other. Didn't work like that in the first church, folks. You didn't have hoarders. They spread it out. And, it was spiritual socialism. It wasn't the kind that we have now. It was an actual working, breathing, living way that God did it. And, that's what, you have the Ananias and Sapphira account, right? That's what was happening. People were taking their extra stuff that they no longer needed in their life and they were selling it and giving it to people that had lack. So they were balancing the system out. That's what the Spirit of God does when he moves on people. So if, Judas, for instance, was having a hard time, that cut on the foot, so to speak, the rest of the body should say, whoa, hold on here. We got to take care of this cut. And that's the way it works. The way it's supposed to work, just like a body does. That's what Paul was talking about when he explained that body. The hand can't say to the foot, I don't need you. When one part's wounded, all the blood should rush to that area and say, let's start clotting this up. Let's get this fixed. I do too, Judith. Honestly, I'm very reluctant to give to anybody other than people that I know that need it. Honestly, I don't give into ministries. I don't. I'll just tell you, I don't do that. But I do give deals. There's a missionary gang in Haiti. I would have no problem giving to him. Bob and Sherry. You've probably seen them on TV if you watch Christian TV anytime at all. They, I think it's called Love a Child Ministries, I think. Very, very dear people. Very sincere. No question about it. Those kind of people, I don't mind helping. But I can see, I know where that's going, and I can see their hearts. I see they love those Haiti children, and I have no problem with that. So know where you're given. Absolutely know where you're given, at least the best you can. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, you've probably seen them, Kathleen. That church I went to in Tennessee, he would give a significant amount to them, and I appreciated that. They definitely got it. I mean, their heart and soul is in. Those people moved there to take care of those kids, So I'm going to help somebody like that. Yeah. So Denise wants to do communion at her house, and they're in Zimbabwe, and so she calls the local pastor or talk to him. I can't remember what she said, but wants him to come to the house and do it. Well, he said, well, you have to have a seed prepared for me. Can you have a seed prepared for me? That was his. Why didn't he just say, well, can you pay me to do it? Right? Why did he have to have some kind of code word? Do you have a seed prepared for? Come on, folks. And like I said, obviously she didn't have any seed, so she didn't get the communion. But I have seen preachers. I have seen preachers come to houses to administer communion and get an offering from the people, and the people not even be converted. I've seen them do. I reprimanded one time. He was a Methodist. I said, "You do know that you just took communion with somebody that's a heathen. You do know that, right?" Well, but they've been a member of the church for. I said, "I didn't say that." I said, "You know the person's not even converted, and you're telling them to drink the Lord's cup? Shame on you." Of course, that didn't go well with the situation, but Right. Absolutely, Amy. Yeah, and you should, where God tells you, right? But at the same time, you are responsible where you give. So we have to realize that. And here's what I think God's work is. Okay. Here's what I think God's work is. Michelle Earl needs a bus ticket to get here. That's God's work, right? Someone needs a help, needs a starter on their car to get to work. That's God's work. So there's all kinds of ways we can say, um, practically speaking, God's work is all over the place, all around us, everywhere, all the time. Hmm. Let's say, for instance, I roll up into a church, right? I roll up into a church, and the pastor rolls up in, a $50,000 SUV. This boy is not going to give to that church. Not doing it. Um, and that goes to, in many ways, I guess you could say, um, that's what I want to see. I want to check you out. What are you doing with that money? You know? Yeah, we'll go over the tithe one of these days, because it's one of those, another one of those controversial things in the church that's highly misunderstood. I would like to go over that. Electronic companies. Oh yeah, there's plenty here, Murph. Absolutely, there's plenty here. I don't, Judith. I don't subscribe to tithing. Here's what I believe. Here's what I believe. Okay, let's say you get it, $500 a week, right? And you lay that $500 out before God, and you say, "What do you want me to do?" I think when we limit and say, "Well, I'm going to take 50 of this and do this with it," I think it can. I think it can stymie God, and I think that He may say, "Well, I want you to take $1.50, and I want you to pay such and such as electric bill." I think here's what I think. Just be totally, let your money be God's, and keep what He lets you keep. See, that's the way I look at it. Don't give. Don't think it's your money to give Him, but look at it as if it's His money for you to keep. So I just say be terribly open. Now I don't preach against it, but at the same time, I don't box myself in with it either. So if someone wants to do that, if they want to tithe, that's on them. I don't personally do it that way. Yeah, exactly, exactly. You can't. That's what you don't want to do, is box yourself. Have I given my bill money away before? Absolutely. But you know what? The bill got paid. It always got paid. I'm here. The lights are on. Maybe a month and a half behind, but I'm here. Right, right. That's not something He's going to have you do every week. But you just have to be open what the Lord wants you to do. And that's all. Some people think it's, they want to give the 10%. I don't. say anything about that. But that's just my personal view of it. Does that make sense, Judith? I don't know where a songbird is this morning. Must be out on a branch singing. Hey, Crystal. God bless your heart. Good to see you. Good to see you, Crystal. You make me smile. What do you think about that, Crystal? You think you'd take the trip with Mom to come over here and spend some time with us here in the States? Wouldn't that be wonderful? I'd love to have you. You wouldn't have to worry about the money part. We'd take care of that. Okay, Judith. That'd be awesome. That would be awesome. We get you a one-way ticket. Yeah, you can stay over here. Y'all talk good enough English. I can totally understand you. You talk better than a lot of people here, actually. Bless your heart. Yeah, I think we could make that happen, Crystal. I really do. Even if you could just spend a week, or as long as you wanted. You could stay as long as you wanted. Crystal is Denise's daughter, Sean. She has family in London. All right, Tass, I got you. That's why I got my wonderful mods in here. You do a great job. That's Crystal talking on Faith's account there, Sean. I'd love to meet you too, dear. I really, really would. I'm sure I'd cry like a baby. that's, that's funny, Sean. That's true, isn't it? Well, Crystal, we'd have to put you on a plane. I'd put you and Mom on a plane, right? We'd obviously have to take care of the means for that, which I'm sure that the family could come together and make that happen. That meant you all coming over here and spending a week with us. That would just thrill us beyond words for you two to come. Oh my. Yeah, you guys did quick work on Whack-A-Troll, didn't you? Bless your heart. Whack-A-Troll. That's not that far for you, Michelle, right? Indy? 4 hours. You're here. Maybe a little longer on the bus, but we can grab Joanne on the way. Yep, I'm sure it could. God make a way. He'd make a way for you, Michelle. No doubt. I like to shoot for the 7 day event. I'd like to shoot for June sometime. Um, don't want it to be too hot. July gets really hot. Maybe mid to late June. Obviously before the 4th. Gets crazy around here. You think it'd be twice the time? Think it'd be twice the time, Roscoe? Yeah, we get the same thing. Yeah, whatever blows through Indy, we get it pretty much. Right down the line. Sean's thinking July. We could do it in July, Sean. We knew for sure you could make it, you know. It'd be hot, but we got air. Oh, they pick up other people. You know what? I've never been on a commercial bus in my life, Roscoe. Never done it. Just like the airplane, I guess, right? And they stop and pick other folks up. All right, Denise, you're leaving. All right. Was Denise leaving? Are you leaving, Denise, or did Crystal leave? See you, Crystal. Love you. Love you much. Charter bus, yeah, charter bus. That's right. But a charter bus is okay. That was Crystal leaving. I didn't catch that. I hope she heard me. Visa. Yeah, would Sean need a visa? I guess he would, wouldn't he?
And that takes a little while to get, right?
Yeah. You better start going for it now, Sean.
Passport.
Passport. Yeah, whatever you call it. Yeah, you'd have to have one of those, wouldn't you?
Get it at the post office, right?
You leaving, Michelle? Love you, sis. Oh, you probably, well, I think isn't a visa good for 3 months or something? I can't remember. I have to look into all that stuff. Yeah, yeah, I think that's right, Eric. I want to say it's 3 months. Noah Hines could tell you for sure. He knows all that stuff. I could ask him.
Oh, yeah.
That's all right, Denise. That's not a big deal at all. I love you, Michelle. I'm glad you came by. Makes me feel a lot better. Yes, absolutely, Sean. Sure can. Denise, maybe you could look into that too on your end. Passport. Maybe you could go ahead and apply for it. I don't think it's that much money wise. Let me know the details, okay? I can hear you buzzing, Sean. We're going to have a revival, Sean. You know that? God's going to pour out a spirit. He really is. Oh, I just know it. Oh, I just know it. I'm so excited. I don't know where Chris Reagan is today. It's a 800 something for a passport. $800? It wouldn't be $800, would it? No. 800. You mean 800 phone number? Okay, Sean. 800. Oh, okay. I was going to say, yeah, that sounds about right, Eric. All right, Robert. Yeah, it wasn't really any word this morning, Robert. Just kind of chit chatting. Very good to see you, my friend. Much love to you. Praying for you and your dear wife. Appreciate you coming by. Hope to see you tomorrow. Lord, we pray that you bring this all together your way, that you bring everyone here that you want to bring here, that you would make a way for them to come, that you would make a time for us to do this, that you would speak to us, every one of our hearts, that all we want you to do is manifest your presence here. And just, that's why we gather. We gather here to hear your word, to see you manifested in our midst, period. God would walk among his people, period. You would just fill us all with yourself. That's why we're gathering. That's why we're coming together for that one purpose. Will you put it in our hearts to seek you with all of our hearts, Lord? That's what we're praying for. Very good, Robert. Much love to you. Ah, Denise, I'm sorry. You poor thing.
That's something I do.
Exciting to see, isn't it, John? I think this could be a reality. A lot of years, a lot of years. Crying out to God. Poor Faith. What part broke on him, Denise? The earpiece, the ear part. That's right, Amy. Good verse. Can't make it happen, can you? You can't open doors. God can do it. Yeah, we could go for July, Sean, if that makes a difference for you, because I definitely want you to be here. Uh, I'm sorry, Denise. I hope you're able to fix it. You too, Michelle. Good to see you. Very good to see you. Always forgotten, dear. I love you. Um, can you super glue it, Denise? Poor Tess, we've had to glue hers together about 6 times now. Actually, my last pair before this pair of reading glasses, I had them taped up. Yeah, I figured, Michelle. I figured it was the Bible. What are you going to read, you know? Michelle, we're in the book of Nehemiah. I'm going to probably go back into it tonight. Very, very exciting stuff. Maybe you could come back tonight. You're subbed, right? Hey, tribe. Hello, my friend. Been seeing you for a few days. Haven't seen Kristen either for a few days, have we? Yeah, tonight we'll get back into the Word strongly, and I'm going to pray today and do what the Lord would have to say. This morning I just couldn't get anything specifically. I'm not going to force the issue. If He doesn't give it to me, I'm not going to try to force the issue. All right, Michelle. Read the book of Nehemiah, Michelle. It'll be a good one for you. I love that book, the Old Testament revival. All right, tribe. Back to work, huh? Yeah, I missed having you here, man. You were obvious absence. I'll put it that way. But hopefully you can be on it in the evenings with us. I'm going to do mornings and evenings as long as I can. Um, obviously, my future is could change too. You know, work wise and all that. Luke 4:18. Amy got that yesterday.
What was the one John was mentioning earlier? I don't remember the book. It was chapter 8, verse 18.
Oh yeah. I gotta
What
look
was
that.
that?
Yeah, I gotta look that up. I forgot about
Do you
that.
remember what book?
I think it was Luke. I think it was Luke. John was that?
Okay, yes. I bet it was.
Oh yeah, Amy. I like it. Hey, buddy. Yeah, I like farm work too, Tribe. I wish you was closer because I just come work on your farm with you.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me because he hath anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. He hath sent me to heal the brokenhearted. Talking about ministry, folks. What it's all about. To preach deliverance to the captives and the recovering of sight to the blind, to set at liberty them that are bruised. Absolutely. Ought to have that over the doorway, Amy.
Yeah.
You know that? We really ought to have that. Have some kind of, have somebody make us something out of wood or something. Yeah, because that's what it's all about.
It is.
And everybody that walks through that door, you know, that's God's desire for every one of them to be to have.
That's the verse.
That's it, isn't it? That's the verse. Oh, there. Okay, there. What you hear, whatsoever hath, him shall be given. Amen. There you go. More, more, more. More, more, more. That's right, Murph. I forgot about that. I'd love to be able to have something made up with that verse. I know it's a long verse. That's the thing. You know, I'd have to obviously just have to paint it. Paint the verse on there. Yeah, Roscoe's a carpenter. I'm a carpenter, somewhat. Rough carpenter. What are you laughing at? What are you laughing at, Harvester?
You do very well.
I'm pretty particular with it, yeah. Chris Reagan.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, you could route it in there if you're that good. I'm not that good. Yeah, that looked good. So we have a painter. We have a carpenter. Yeah. Kathleen can make garden boxes. She said, "Hey, we don't, Kathleen, we don't want another. What's that place? Baker has.
Jim Baker?
Yeah, what's that place?
Kenny.
Oh, I said we don't want one of those.
Kenny.
No. What's that place? What's he call that place? Morning Star. Is that it?
Yeah.
Morning Star. Whew, that poor fella. Yeah, that's why they call me a rough. They call me a rough carpenter for the same reason. Roscoe. Faith. Denise is a farmer. That's Baker's. Baker's retreat, whatever you want to call it, up there that he has. He's built all those houses and
I think he has like little cabins.
cabins. I think he's got cabins and stuff up there. I mean, it's not a bad concept. It's just that it's become terribly commercialized, you know. if you had a place like that, I'd have no opposition to a place like that as long as it was a place for people to come and pray, and really pray and seek God, and not just to come and be entertained by,
Mm-mm.
whatever
Vacation.
vacation type thing.
Right.
If you're there to get serious with God, I'm not against that sort of thing, but like some of these old Nazarenes were good about having those old camp meeting places, Kathleen, around here where they would have it'd just be like bunks basically, where they would go and have camp meetings. Yeah, I know. I'm kidding you. I'm talking about they have a I don't know what you call it. It's like a commune type thing they got going on there, where they're wanting to move everybody there and grow their own food and all that sort of thing. Which, again, I have no opposition to that, um, but it all seems so kind of cultish the way they do it. Yeah, heck yeah.
Next.
Kathleen strikes me as somebody that could do a lot of things. Actually, works with her hands, industrious. Kind of Kath. I mean, I'm not going to equate him to that, as far as that goes, but kind of like that. I truly think that when he came out of the prison condition there, that he really was humbled. He really was. I saw it. And God spoke to him. And I do think he's sincere. I do think he's sincere. I just think that he got caught back up into the same thing again. All right, Denise. Love you. Love you. Love you. I sure hope you can get them glasses fixed. I'm sure, Kathleen. I can picture that. I'm sure you do quite well with that. You're a very diligent person. God's given you that skill. All right, Judith. I'm gonna be parting out of here real quick anyway because I gotta do some things myself. But I'll be parting ways too. Love you, Judith. Glad you could come. Yeah, Kathleen, have you seen any of that lately with Baker? Watched any of his shows or anything? I mean I don't want to say anything about it. I mean I love the guy and I really want him to be restored. When he came out of there, he just kind of got roped back up into that stuff as people started surrounding him with the same concept again. And it's just sad to watch it. I don't. Yeah, I know you don't. I didn't know if it's something you caught. What I mean, caught browsing through the Christian station. He's online, by the way. But it's pretty hard to watch. Yeah. But I'd hoped that this condition that we're dealing with now was a wake up call to a lot of them. A lot of the ministers would be a little more introspective about what they're doing. I would hope that was the case. Yeah, I don't either, Kathleen. It and look, there's a lot of those things are good. I'm not saying anything about the products. Should you have a bucket of food like that? Perhaps you should. I can't say anything about that. But when it becomes here's what I don't like. I don't like the association of the last days and hard times and all that paired in with the selling of it. It's just kind of a. It seems like you're using it to promote the product. It's a bad mixture, and I don't like it. I just don't like it. Oh, can you hear the birds? Yeah, he's really the how the Carolina Wren is our most prolific singer. We love our wrens. All right, Roscoe, you taking off? Love you, my brother. Yeah, I kind of get that too, Kathleen. I kind of have the same feeling there about that. I mean, he moves the product, sis. I mean, that guy. If if you wanted somebody to sell your products, that's the guy you want to do it. That's all I can say about that. He has a way. And I wish I would rather see him using that for obviously to win souls. Obviously, talking about Baker, Amy. Oh, I love birds, Murph. I love the birds. You know who that is, don't you, Amy? I don't know, Kathleen. I'm going to tell you, it's my dream. It is my dream that I can somehow get to some of these men. It's my dream. Yeah, Amy, and that I could have audience with them and share the heart of God with them concerning their practices. That's my dream. There's a local one here that's very large, very well known, worldwide ministry, and I would love to be able to sit down with him and really tell him God's desire and for his ministry is not what it's become, and that's what I would love to do. I mean, I don't want to just sit back and say, look at that, look at that, look at that. I'd love to be able to get in there and really just take these men's hearts in my hand almost and say, look, this is what God has called you to do, not this. You're missing it here, and deal with them very directly, lovingly. Try to shake them back to life and salvage it. That's what I feel my calling is, and I don't know how that's ever going to happen, but I don't need to worry about that part, right? I always feel like Kathleen that I was supposed to do that somehow, and I would love to do it. Yeah, it's in my heart. It's in my heart to do it. Um, but like that door, right? Just like that door, God has to open them. Snake oil salesman. Well, Amy, he did. He was in prison for that sort of thing before, and he was humbled. He was truly humbled, and he wrote a book called "I Was Wrong," and it was true repentance. It really was, no doubt in my mind. When he came out, he was very humble, and immediately he was met again with these people because that's what Satan does, right? God starts something in you. He brings your old nemesis around and appeals to your flesh again. Hey, this time you're really honest. This time you're going to do it right. This time you're going to do it for God. Let's just do it differently this time. The concept was good. Concept was great. It's just that, you got around the wrong people. Reintroduction of it. And then what happens? Because it's the Achilles heel of that individual. It's exploited again. Satan knows how to exploit that. He absolutely does. Yeah, Amy, I think he would need a real good sit down with somebody that could tell him that. Because think about it, you're invited to go there, right? You're invited to go there. Um, oh, really? Really? There's Christian. Christian, by the way. Good to see you, sis. Wow, that's interesting. I mean, if you're invited to go there, you think about the prestige of it, Amy. They sit on national TV, around this panel. Imagine a man actually taking him aside and say, "Look, this is all wrong. This is all wrong. This is not what God wants you to do." Imagine that. That's not an easy proposition, but that is the way that God would do it. I know occurrences of that where prophets have been sent into situations like that. And at the risk of the friendship, at the risk of a long lifetime friendship, they've had to go in and tell these men, you need to get out of this situation. And sometimes, most of the time, they did not heed. Um, but God always warns by his prophets. If you're open, he'll warn. Wow, Kristen. That was a long time ago, right? Wow, I'm sorry to hear that, sis. Yeah, that's right, Amy. That's exactly right. Oh, wow, Kristen. I'm sorry to hear that, sis. Wow, wow. Maybe you could write me an email on that. Tell me about that. If you want to. Obviously, you don't. If that's digging up stuff for you that you don't feel good about. Oh, that's awesome. Thank God for that, sis. Thank God for that. That's exactly right, Murph. It's the same thing. Everybody's got their drug, right? That God saves you from it, and then he knows how to whiff that back under your nose. And that's what he did there. As soon as he got out, he got the whip of it again. Um, and he's back into it. Well, there you go, Kristen. At least the opportunity was there. Mm-hmm. See, that's what can happen. That's what can happen if we don't keep things in perspective. Uh, I'm sorry, Kristen.
I remember when she put that video up.
That's what I call, we can, is weeping in the dream I had. That may have been the Lord trying to show you something there, sis. But we can easily get caught up in the blind devotion, so easy to do, in the bigness of a thing. Wow, Kristen. Caught up in the bigness of a thing. Before you know it, you're devoted to the thing, and you've left your first love and you're devoted to the cause or the ministry or whatever. And then you're enamored. You're enamored. So anything comes outside of that, nope, he didn't say that.
Right.
That's not what Jimmy says. That's not what Jim says. You can get all boxed up,
Mhm.
straightened in that. And that's where you got a cultish mindset. So you have to be
Right.
careful
You do.
how, you got to always make sure that you're there for Jesus. You're there for Jesus. You're not there for Jim,
Right.
or anybody. Put anybody in that. Put me in there if you want. Make sure you're always there for Jesus. You're there for the glory of God, and that will protect you. Hello, Wuhan. Yeah, I'll be on later. Yep, after 5. Yep, sure will. I believe we'll have a good word tonight. We haven't really. I didn't really share anything out of the word today. Not much.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Absolutely, Kristen. That's why we have to have, in the multitude of counselors, there is wisdom. I'm quoting a proverb. I think I'm quoting it right. Um, so it's good to have surrounded around us, people that can see things because you can't see 360. None of us can. Tess is the eyes in the back of my head. Trust me. All right, Wuhan. We'll see you later. You gotta have that multitude of wisdom around you, and the counselors. I count on Kathleen to send me stuff. I count on Amy to say stuff to me. I count on that. Not just an added bonus. I count on it because Murphy, he sends me stuff all the time where he sees this and sees that. Murphy's like the investigative reporter. He's the you know he's the Sherlock Holmes of the chat room. Trust me. And and I appreciate that. Kathleen is the undergirder. She sends encouraging things to me. Um, Amy does the same thing. Got to have that. That's what protects you. Oh, give me Jesus. Yeah, I love that song. You can have this whole world. I ought to put the living room session up there. They would love that, wouldn't they? Give me Jesus, the acoustic version. I'll get that. Yeah, this is beautiful. I'm going to put that song. Now, this woman is not a Mennonite. She might appear as one, but she's not. That was called Living Room Sessions? Or
That's the album name, yes.
I could find it under that, couldn't I? You haven't listened to them
Type
for,
in the title of the specific song. Yeah, Living Room Sessions is the album.
Give me Jesus. Sounds like rain. That's what's under.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Give me Jesus. That's the first one on there. Yeah, this is beautiful. You guys will like this. Her and her husband. Her and her husband just do some music together with acoustic. Oh darn it! What is it, honey?
Did you eat?
No, I didn't eat yet. I'm eating. I have meat to eat that you know not of. Spent all that time finding that video, then I copied it and put cut. Got rid of the link and start over again. Yeah, check this out. Check this video out, girls, guys. Pretty cool. Just her and her husband out and kind of out in the woods playing acoustic guitars. Give me Jesus. You'll like it. You will like it. Give me Jesus. You can have this whole world. Keep company with the wise and you will become wise. If you make friends with stupid people, you'll be ruined. Proverbs. What version is that, Sean? Okay, Lisa. Good to see you, sis. Glad you could join us. Not a whole lot going on this morning, but well, I am. When I am alone, give me Jesus. Yeah, that's right, Amy. You got to remember, if this ministry explodes,
It's up on cue.
if this ministry explodes, which it may, it may very well, and it may get big in volume. We have to be able to keep everything in perspective. This is what God's been talking to me about for years and years, about making sure that you have the people. He has the people in place to manage it. You've got to have spiritual managers, because any move of God I've ever studied, where God has truly moved and manifested, and His presence has been manifested, and things, many souls get saved. It's always been the creepers to come in. You got to have guardians at the door, just like this chat room. Just a little example of that. Right, Sean. Just the stupid people part there kind of threw me off. I think it would be simple I'd probably be simple in the King James, but faith is back. Yeah, I can't stress that too much, Amy. I cannot stress it too much. Man, that's what worries me the most, is the creepers. Men crept in unawares. That's what worries me the most. We got to have discernment for that. Yeah, I know, Kathleen. When I first saw them, that's what I thought. But she explains it very thoroughly, that she's not. She wears that, the head thing, and it's fine. She looks fine, and it doesn't bother me. But they have some beautiful, beautiful acoustic music. There's one that they sing. Which one is it they sing? And he does all the instruments. And is that In Christ Alone? I'm thinking of. Yeah. He plays all those instruments, by the way, Kathleen. This guy is like multi-talented. Unbelievable. I'll see if I can find the other one where it shows him playing all the different instruments. I mean, obviously they're dubbing it. But he's playing. Did you? Which one is it?
At 1.6 million views. Well, you could put up their site, can't you? Sounds Like Rain. They have 166,000 subs now.
Are you kidding me? See, that just blew up. When we started watching them, what'd they have? Like 200 and some, I think.
Oh, they just grown.
Yeah, they just didn't.
I'm pretty sure this is the one. Yeah.
Oh, It Is Well. They got to hear that one. Got to hear It As Well. Oh, you got to hear it. You got to hear It As Well.
In the silo?
Yeah. So this one's done in a silo, an old empty grain silo, right? Which is super cool. The acoustics are absolutely phenomenal. They just sing a cappella. It's called, their ministry is called Sounds Like Rain. And that's just a couple that started singing. They just started putting their vids on YouTube. When Tess and I started watching them, I think they only had 200 some subs. And now they got how many? 16,000?
Sounds Like Rain is 166.
166,000 subs now.
Well, they traveled
But they-
for.
and so they started traveling, going around and singing and ministering. Very humble couple, very lovely couple.
Lindsay and Bracken.
Lindsay and Bracken are their name. They have several children. They let the children sing some. Really nice little family.
I
Yeah.
told the boys sing in that one in Christ alone.
Yeah, listen to it as well, Kathleen. Oh, you'll love that one. That is absolutely gorgeous. What wondrous love is this? That's the one I'm thinking of.
Give me Jesus. I
What
think
one?
that was the first one.
Yeah,
Wasn't it?
yeah.
Or was it in Christ alone?
What wondrous love is this? Is what I'm thinking of. That's the one I wanted them to watch.
Oh, there's just so many.
Oh, yeah. What wondrous love is this? Is the one where he features all the instruments. Yeah, just a wonderful couple. What wondrous love is this? Oh, my soul. Oh, my soul. Wondrous love is this? Oh, my soul.
Wayfaring Stranger. I love that one. Jeff likes that.
Yeah, it's a good one too. Well, when they go into songs, they could check out their channel. Yeah, what wondrous love is this? Is another awesome one. It will bless you. What you cooking out there, sis?
Can't hear it.
Yeah, listen to that one. I'm gonna go. I'm getting jelly. I'm gonna have to go listen to them after I'm done. Listen to them again. Hey, David N, bringing fire, bringing fire. Yeah, you'll see him singing all them instruments. He plays the flute. I love that flute. Guy plays all of them. I'm gonna sneak a piece of bacon. It's probably cold. Good thing there ain't no emojis police here. You all be taken out. You all be arrested. Bot would be, he'd just be nutso in here, wouldn't he? Hey, tree hugger. Gotta try to remember her name. Don't tell me. Stephanie? No. Tree hugger, my computer's starting to get loaded up too much. I can't remember names like I used to. Christina? Stephanie? You're gonna have to tell me again. Tree hugger, I can't remember. Okay. That's a good hint. Christina, Catherine. I can't remember, sis. Christy. I was close. Gotta admit, I was very close. Hopefully I'll get that one in my mind. Yeah, I don't doubt that, Murph. Yeah, I got pretty close. You have to admit that, Christy. I should make a little list here of my. I'm usually pretty good at it, remembering, but it'll take me 3 times sometimes. You want me to flip that burger for you, Harvester?
Yeah. If you want to. Boy, you're falling apart, I think.
I don't see it. I got it.
Thank you.
All right, Amy. I'm gonna be heading out anyway. Been on here a couple hours. 2 hours and 38 minutes. Wasn't that some beautiful stuff, Kathleen? Yeah, I remember that, Murph. I sure do. I sure do. You on your way, David, for the lasagna? Love you, Amy. See you tonight. In the morning, I started. It's been about 8 o'clock or so. That would be 5 o'clock for you. But at night, I start at 5ish, anywhere from 5 to 6. So that would be what, 2 for you, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But I usually go for 3 or 4 hours, so depends on what we get into. I was doing 2 sessions at night, but it's hard to catch everybody's time zone, you know. I just started doing them, Christy. I just started doing them about 3 mornings ago, I believe. Actually, I went on to kind of resolve an issue, situation, and everybody, so many people come. I was like, well, maybe this is a good idea. kind of happened by default. I would actually just leave it up 24 hours if I could. I'd just leave it up, but I'd have to have some kind of content. So I can't. I don't know how to do that. That's right, Matthew. Usually it's when you think it's for another reason. Usually that's the way that works. Sometimes if God told you the actual reason, you wouldn't do it. Yeah, David, you could do well at it. I'm sure you do well at it. You need to come over here and let Tess teach you, and then you can go from there. I'm sure Murph's got a lasagna that you'd never forget about. Yeah, something moving, right, Murph? Something moving. One guy uses Attic Mike. It's a friend of David's. Uses campfire. It just has to be something moving. Christy, we try to be interactive. Just try to be. I mean, basically, what you're doing, you're just coming in my dining room. It's just that simple. You know, you're just coming into the dining room and sitting down with us and breaking the word of God. And I also believe in letting everyone else talk a little bit, you know.
But, you know,
A lot of foodies. Yeah, there's a lot of foodies in here. That's a good name for it. Foodies. I ain't heard that term. Foodies. Are you a foodie too? We don't talk about it a whole lot, but we do mention it. Some chats you go in and it's like 3 hours of food. I'll put it this way, Christy, we talk more about this food
that's right.
than we do anything. Just this morning, it just kind of been a casual morning, but it's not typical. Usually we're into the word pretty heavily. No, I don't, Kathleen. I haven't heard that term. Remember, I don't have a TV either, so if that's one of the new, kitchen words, I wouldn't know it. I wouldn't know it. This is where I learn everything, Kathleen. So whatever I'm fed right here, that's who I am. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Tash used to sit in front of that Food Network all day before she was delivered from that powerful entity.
Amen. They have bonded.
Feed me, O thou bread of heaven. Feed me, O thou bread of heaven. Feed me, O thou bread of heaven, till I want no more. Yeah, it is. I think that's probably done. I'll turn it off. Feed me, O thou bread of heaven. All right, folks. I think I'm gonna get off here so y'all can get something done. I keep holding you up all day. You know, get your chores done. What's that? So I'll be back here at 5-ish. 5-ish. Have your ears open. Have your hearts open. Have your hearts ready. We'll be dining on this tonight. This will be the cuisine. Amen. This will be the cuisine right out of the dake. Roscoe. Yep. Okay. I'm going to get off here. All right. Love you all. Thank you for sharing and caring. Sean's still here. Did he leave? He must have left. All right, Matthew. We'll see you later, bub. Murphy, see you later. Christy, we'll see you later. Kathleen. Kimberly, see you later. David N. Hopefully see you later, brother. Amy's already gone. I think that's all that's here right now. There's only 11 people here right now, so. Okay, beloved friends. Roscoe, see you later, bud. Thanks for coming by, Christy. Y'all be careful.